makeup, and the reason for that is that I'm in a big hurry. Now it's going to take longer because I'm going to be talking, but that's okay. So I'm going to try to shut up through most of this, but I'm also trying out a new cool tubing mascara by Blink Cosmetics, which I'm really excited about, and also an eyeshadow primer. Now, I did get a chance to use these yesterday, so I can already report that I went to a concert last night. It was fabulous, and the eyeshadow primer held up all night long, even through the sweating and dancing, and also the tubing mascara did as well. I got home, my face looked perfect, and so right off the bat, I'm already loving this, but I like to test things a couple of times before, I really give it my stamp of approval. So this will be day 2 trying them. But first I'm going to start out with a primer for my face. So this one is by Pharmacy. It's called VFX Pro. It's got a little bit of like a glow, just a little bit of a glow to it. And it's great for dry skin. It gives you a little bit of moisture on top of your moisture. And I've already done all my skincare for the morning. And on top of that, got an all-in-one skincare and sunscreen on, even though I probably won't even step outside today. So, are you like that? Do you put sunscreen on and don't even step outside? Like, I may run to my mailbox and literally I will wear a hat. So, but that's what happens when you spend time in your 20s and 30s and 40s out in the sun, and then at the last minute go, oh my gosh, my mom was right about wearing sunscreen. So, of course, I'm sure you guys are perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm so far from perfect. And I like to use this right under my eyes as well. It just does really well for me. And I avoid my eyelids. This is just going to go all over. Working in really well. I got to give it a chance to sort of, it's not going to mattify, but I'm going to give it a little chance to soak in. I do like to put it on this area down here where I've sort of, gotten these little wrinklies. Little wrinklies. I'm not going to call them big wrinklies. They're little wrinklies. I mean, eventually, everything's going to be wrinkled, but I want it to look as good as it can while it can. So I'm in North Alabama. Where are you from? Where are you watching from today? All right, now that that's done, I'll tell you another trick I like to do with my primer. Like if I forget to put on, my Undaria seaweed, oh my gosh, it's this stuff. I can't think of the name. It's the Osea. If I forget to put on this Undaria algae body butter, OMG, then what I will do, because I like to put this on straight out of the shower, it does so much better when your skin's like already plumped up and everything. Now it's beautiful on any time, but my preferred, oh my gosh, here we go. I can't talk today. My preferred way of doing it is straight out of the shower. But if I forget that, I'll take a little bit of my primer and just put it on the back of my hands, and it does an amazing job. So since you're going to be looking at my old wrinkled hands, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Plus, I always put makeup on the back of my hands, so I may as well stick the primer on there for that. All right, now while that, can you tell that I have a little bit of a glow now? Just a little bit of a glow, just like, I've actually worn this before, and people have said things like, what is different about you? I'm like, I'm not telling. I mean, I'll tell it to you, but I'm not telling it to them. I don't know who they are. Let me turn this air conditioning off. Turn off! Thank you. Okay, so then I'm going to use this brand new eyeshadow primer that I got. This one's by Blink. Now, if these end up getting the 2 thumbs up for me, we're going to have a discount code, and I will actually add this later on. And this just goes on really, really lightly. You can barely see it. Then I've probably applied more than what I need. And then I just work it all the way from my lash line all the way up. And anywhere really where I'm going to have eyeshadow, which means I'll pat it out into this area as well. And then that's going to stop my makeup from creasing. and keep everything in perfect place all day and all night. So just a little bit. Goes on nice and creamy. It's real slick. You know, there's no drag or anything. And it's really working in well. Now, you don't want to use this under your eyes. That's a no-no. It's really just designed for the eyelids. All right, moving right along. I'm going to go pretty quickly because I have things to do today. Other things to do. Although this seems to be, you know, my self-care part is definitely the most important. Being here and hanging out with you every once in a while live is definitely important to me too, because it's fun. Okay, so this morning I'm using the VFX Pro Camera Ready foundation. I'm just gonna give it a, I probably only need one little squirt. Got a damp beauty blender. Oh no, broke the cardinal rule. Okay, so what I really want to do is spray the beauty blender. Even though it's already wet, I'm going to spray it with my absolutely favorite Scandinavia makeup finishing spray. I call it setting spray, but this is actually more of a finishing spray as well, but it'll set your makeup in place, and it will also just give it a, it just gives it a flawless coverage, makes it stay longer. It's just gorgeous. So I just give it a little squirt, and then I get the foundation. Golly, see, I start talking and I forget what I'm doing. All right, are you like that? Please tell me you're like that. All right. And then I just kind of work a little bit through there, and I'm going to start in the center of my face. I start in the center of my face, and I have a mirror over here on the side. So that's where I'll be directing most of my attention. And I start in the center. Really, where I'm going to need most of the coverage is going to be right in the center of my face and around my nose. So that's where I begin, and then just kind of blend it out into the other areas. And I've definitely learned at 55, almost 56, that really you don't need very much for foundation at all. And a lot of you may not even need it at all. So I do like to have a little bit. And I love to use the sponge because it gives that gorgeous finish. I don't put anything under my eyes until the last minute. And can you see my bruise? It's like a yellowy orange bruise right there. My Great Dane and I were goofing around. I was trying to teach him a new trick. And he jumped up when I was leaning down, and we cracked heads right there. And that hurt so bad. And I didn't think it would bruise, but there's my bruise. You can't tell where his bruise is, but I know that sucker hurt. All right, so this is looking pretty good in my 10X mirror. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to even out my skin tone. And I've pretty much done that. Okay, so I'm going to use these really, really inexpensive, but some of my favorite products that I got at the Dollar General store. Now, if you ever go to the Dollar General store, they have these sticks by Believe. They're really inexpensive, and they're gorgeous. So I'm using this one as a contour. Cover up my big bruise there. I'm just going to go really fast because I actually have a timer set for when I have to be done. So by the way, if you have a question, pop it in or comment. Everybody's so quiet today. I'm just going to do there. I'm going to be on camera today, so I'm going to try and hide a little bit of the double chin. So we went last night and we took my mom to see the one of our favorite bands of all time last night. And of course now I can't remember their name because I'm having one of those moments. But my husband will probably come out here and tell me the name here in just a minute. I'm just one of those people, I cannot chew gum and talk at the same time. Like, it's either I'm doing this or I'm talking about something else. And I want to say Kool and the Gang. It was not Kool and the Gang. And I love Kool and the Gang. So I'm just piling that on. Now, a lot of times I would just actually use this as an eyeshadow too, but I'm going to do something a little bit different today. Yeah, I've got a different one I'm going to use, so we're going to wait on that. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend these out with a little brush. Doesn't have to be the right brush all the time. So I'm just going to use my slanted brush. Definitely not the right brush. I'm one of those people, you know, I use whatever works for me. Sometimes I think it's important to use the right brush. It depends on what you're doing, but sometimes it's like just use what you like. Use what you like. So blend this up here. Now, if you have a different shaped face, obviously you're going to contour a little bit differently, but there's tons of guides online. So if you have a round face or heart-shaped face or triangular face, you will do this a little differently. But those are not hard to find. Just a quick Google search. And there, I just brought some warmth to my face quickly because I don't want to mess around a lot on this. I'm going to double check myself over here. And drag that down a little bit. And I may add just a little bit more. Actually, I think I'm going to use my bronzer. I've got this great, it's a highlighter bronzer. And I know a lot of times those are really, really taboo because they have, you know, some shimmer in them. But this one does not look bad. So just a little bit on the brush. Always, always, with anything that's got any kind of shimmer, give it a tap off on your arm before you go to your face or your wrist or something, you know. And then I'm just going to give myself a little glowy, sunny look. Always work it off first before you go on there. And that way you don't end up with a big, sparkly blotch. Because I have done that. I've done that. So what is your, do you have a favorite kind of mascara? What's your favorite mascara? And tell me why. What is your favorite mascara and why? I've actually gotten to where I love these tubing mascaras. Tubing mascaras are really neat. And like the one I'm going to show you today is a tubing mascara. And what they do is they cover your lashes and they have some sort of tubing magic that they do. And they cling to your lash really, really well. You can actually cry through them. You can swim through it. Well, I don't know about swimming. Actually, no swimming. But you can actually cry through it. You can sweat through it and they stay on really well. But when you jump in the shower, it just slicks right off. So it's pretty amazing. All right, I think I've got plenty of glow here. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Lord have mercy. It only took like 5 minutes for me to get that out. We took my mom for her 75th birthday to see Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was an amazing concert. I guess the band has been together for about 53 years, I think. So I basically started watching it or listening to them when I was 2 or 3. And they are, I mean, they've just been such an amazing influence on my life. And thanks to my mom, we listen to that kind of music all the time. And I mean, my mom really, you know, my dad was a huge influence on me, but my mom and the music, she was the real influence there. She was the only influence because my dad really listened to funny music. I guess it's because he was so much older. So I'm just going to barely outline my lips. And I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to cut it off before I get to the outside of my lip. And I like to do it that way because it'll give my lips a little bit of a more of a plump look, but it also, when I relax my face, will not give me that downturned sort of scowl. And I do get that. My son will come in and he'll say, "Mom, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing's wrong with me. I'm perfectly happy." It's like, "Mom, you look unhappy." It's because of my face, honey. Boy, I'm just chatty Cathy today. You're quiet and I'm chatty Cathy. Yeah, go ahead and fill that in a little bit. So I really like this one. It glides on really well. The only problem is you don't have a super sharp point. Let's see who it's by. This one is lip liner. It's a lip liner by Eyeshadow. And it is made in Germany. Eyeshadow by Misho. Nice. Very, very creamy. It goes on really great. All right, I think that's even. Look at it from back here. Almost. All right, close enough for government work. So I'm gonna go ahead and just follow up with a little bit of lipstick. Kind of a pinky. I always mix my pinks and oranges. They seem to work out well for me. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this El Cheapo Sparkle Lip Gloss over that. Right there in the middle. Only problem with this is it has a fragrance. Ew. It's really reminding me of bubble gum. So I don't know about that. But I like the sparkle. I like to get it right up to the top line and then down to the bottom. But I don't bring it out to the corners because then, you know, that's just going to be a quick way to accentuate getting things in the creases of my mouth. And it'll work its way out there, but I don't have to do it on purpose. And I'm going to just put a little bit of that right there. Because let's make my whole face smell like bubblegum, right? Bubblegum face. Maybe I'll get more smooches for my hubby. I don't know. Got a little bit of shimmer. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna do some quick brows. And then we'll do some eyeshadow. I got a new set here by iMethod Beauty. They sent me, this is the color 10, and it's this one here. Now this kind is this color, and is this a pomade? This is not a pomade. This is a, well, maybe it is a pomade. It is actually a pomade in there. I thought it was a powder. It's actually a pomade. So that's neat. Because they do have another one that is a powder like this. They're all smudge proof and waterproof, but that is neat. And I like that color. It's kind of, I'm in between colors here, so we're going to see how this works. And they have a bunch of these. I'm just going to snatch a big old brow. I feel like big brows today. Big brows. Let's see what we got here. I love that these are all different shapes too, because like I don't have brows that are shaped like that. But they might look really cool on. And it's really big. Might be too big. I don't know. What do you think? Should I go for it? It's going to be a big brow. It's pretty big. Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not, right? That way I'll know for next time. And I'm not really leaving the house today. Everything's going to pretty much be on a Zoom call or something, so I don't have to worry about it. I like to experiment with things just to see, because I would never think that kind of a brow would look good on me. I don't know. Maybe it will. We'll see. We shall see. All right. So it's got these lines on here that will kind of show me where to line it up. And I know from doing eyebrows for a little bit that you want to line that first line up right here, right up the side of your nose, okay? And then the next one is going to line up with this line from the tip of your nose through your iris, and then the last one will be about like there. Now this one out here, I think, is really a preference how far down or up you want that to be, because, you know, if it's down too far, it can drag your eye down. And if it is up too high, you can look like Spock. So I don't know. This is a total experiment here. Let us see how it goes. Maybe these are really fat too. Ooh. We will see here in just a minute. And they're so wide, I can barely hold on to that. My fingers do not stretch that far. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. Well, that's a look. All right, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to roll with it. And rather than trying to find the other one that matches this, I'm just going to wipe this one off just with a tissue. If you wipe it off right away, it'll come off. Otherwise, you're going to have to use some micellar water or something. So, and then once that sets, like, that's not going anywhere. You can swim with these things on. And as long as you're not rubbing your face all day, I think these are great for women who are maybe in the middle of menopause and they are having their hot flashes and don't have any eyebrows and don't want them to come off. A very good option. A very good option. So, all right. Now the trick is to get the other one just right. And the trick really is not just getting the other one right, but, you know, my eyebrows are totally different. Like, just the shape of them with no plucking, no nothing. They're just different. So, and I just flip that stamp upside down and I'm going to use it on the other side. Oh, kind of look at the other one, see what I did there. And not to worry if it's a little bit off, you know, you can always fix it with a little concealer. And I have definitely used tape to hold these in place before. And let's see how that did. Not too bad. Not too bad. And I may shape it up a little bit with a little concealer. But what do you think? Does that look even? Somebody tell me if that looks even. Because normally I would take a selfie, but I can't take a selfie while I'm on here. So you have to tell me if it looks even. I know somebody's got to have their sound on and can tell me. Oh, I got a thumbs up. Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. They look even enough anyway. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder if I've turned the comments off. What a horrible thing for me to do. What a stupid thing. Okay, so now that those are on, put my little thingy back in here. That's a great, they really do. If you're ever interested in trying one of those eyebrow stamps, they really do have great products. And they've come a long, long way. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and just lighten that a little bit under. Find a little brush here. And I feel like when I'm doing makeup, if I get my eyebrows right, the world is a glorious place. And if they're not right, the world is not a glorious place. I'm gonna need more than that. Now this is the same line of concealer as I used for My foundation, it's a VFX Pro. They just work together really, really well. I'm just going to highlight right there. And if I get it to what I want it to look like, if I get enough on there, I'll just use a Q-tip and blend. Blend. Just kind of tap it in place. And then I may just clean up that right there. Doesn't really need to be cleaned up, but just sharpen that. Just very, very lightly. All right, one down, one to go. Gives you a little bit of a lifted look and cleans it just a little bit. We're having gorgeous, gorgeous weather today. I think the high is going to be 79. I'm like, yeah, that's my weather. My favorite weather is right in the 70s, really high 60s and 70s. Oh, that's my weather. And I'm so dying to go fishing. Anybody like to fish? I love to fish. Love, love, love to fish. I like to fish and I like to kayak. And then, of course, I like to do the girly things too with my wigs. I'm trying to find somebody that has like really great wigs that aren't too expensive. Okay, there we go. Done with that. All right, and then I'm going to do a quick eyeshadow. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and just use, I'm going to do just a two-color eyeshadow. I'm going to use this one here that I got. It is by Lauren Brooks. Just here. And I think I'm just going to use my fingers. So, and I've already got that eye primer on, so that'll help everything stay in place. I'm going to do a simple, simple eye. I have hooded eyes, so doing a one color eye is really, really easy. I'm going to do two colors, but I think anybody can do a one color eye. I think it's actually a super, super easy thing to do. And it's pretty. It doesn't have to be complicated. Knowing where to put it for your eye shape is probably the most important part, and knowing, you know, where it looks good for you. I look good with colors that have reds in them. Any color that has a little bit of red in it is going to look good on me because I have green eyes, so it's going to bring out, you know, the color in my eyes. I like this this cream shadow because it does allow you to put a really light cover on. Okay, Google, stop. That's my timer that I need to hurry up. Ooh, I need to hurry up. I'm not supposed to get mascara in here too. All right, I think I'm just gonna stop at that. Like that's gonna be it. And do a little blend with a brush. Just right here. Just very lightly. These cream shadows do need a good primer though, because by themselves they will definitely crease up. But I like them because when they go on your lids, they don't make your your skin look older. So that's nice. So we'll see. I'm going to test and see how long it lasts with that new primer. And I will try to report back on that. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of that cream on a brush and see if I can just go under for a little bit of definition. I don't really use eyeliner anymore. It just looks too harsh. And if I do use it, I'm typically just smoking it out. So, but I'm glad you had a chance to hang out with me today. And and if you have a question or a comment, please leave it. I will see it eventually later today when I'm going through and checking all the messages. You guys leave me a lot of comments and thumbs up and hearts and all that, and I really appreciate it. And if you're brand new, welcome. Yeah, I think I'm liking this. I'm liking that a lot. Simple, you know. It's not perfect. Not perfect, but simple and looks good to me. Okay, so that's what we got here. Now, I'm going to use I don't even have time for concealer. I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I'm like, eeh. I'm going to use my little peach color corrector. This is the one by Saint. Just a little bit, goes a long ways. And I could have done this look in 15 minutes had I not been talking. Just a little bit right there. Just to sort of make me look a little bit awake. I'm going to dot it right there. It's barely, I'm really not even adding anything there. Cover up that. I have all these little eyelashes on my face. It's so weird. Put a little bit here. Gotta get into my mascara and then I gotta get off here. I'm gonna be live on my friend's channel at about 1 or 1:30. Lisa Lacroix, spelled like LaCroix. So she does, she's a speaking skills coach. So if you're around then, follow her and check us out. That'll be fun. She's going to do a little interview with me and help me with some speaking skills. That'll be awesome. So make sure to join us if you can. All right, so that's that. And then I'm going to do some quick eyelashes. Here's what it looks like. And that's that tubing mascara I was telling you about. Now, this is all the things. Everything you want in a brand, this is it. I will talk more about this on another video, but the important thing to know is that it's gonna, when it's full, it's gonna come out like that. So you want to clean all that off inside the little tube and then go about your business putting it on. Now, I'm hurrying, so I forgot to curl my eyelashes. Always have to curl my eyelashes because they are just so straight. Like if they get any more straight, I'm going to be, I don't know. If they get any more straight, I'm going to look like I have Asian lashes. Like those are the only women that have straighter lashes than mine. So give them a couple of curls. All right, and then we're going to go straight into that mascara. No, I've barely got any product on this brush. And already I'm getting like length and volume. It's really pretty. Really pretty. I think this is going to be my new favorite. They're going to give us 20% off and a discount, and I'll put it in the description of this later today. I mean, that really just made my lower lashes like really, really long too. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more on. It's pretty though. It's pretty. It's nice, pretty. Like you could really make these as full as you wanted to. And as long as you wanted to, look at how fast it's picking up the volume. Like I have to be careful not to go too far, because it's really going to do it. It's going to do everything I want it to and more. That's pretty amazing. So I'm going to let that dry for just a sec. Go ahead and do these other ones down here. It's really light. I have a fly buzzing around my head. How absurd and rude. How rude of you. Don't you know I'm busy? You could probably hear them too. Buzz. I have eyelashes all over the place. I don't know what happened. All right, I'm gonna see what happens when I go back in with this. Could be tragic if I overdo it. Wow, like it'll really get. It's really gonna get. It's gonna go there. Wow. Now that's too heavy for me, but you know, I was trying to push it to the limit to see what would happen. Wow, that's the mascara. All right, I'm gonna do my other eye. I don't like it this clumpy, but if you push it, it will get clumpy. But there's no reason to push it. No reason. I think I'm gonna like this side a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I really have the tiniest amount on my brush. And this is good for sensitive eyes too. Sensitive and watery eyes. So I'm like, whew, thank you. These companies are getting better. Like they're figuring out that, you know, the older we get, we have different problems, you know. And so they're doing better on coming up with products that really help. Now this is how I would normally wear it over here on this eye. And that's just really, really nice. That is nice. And like I said, you can push it. You can push it a little further. And that's why it's always good, you know, when you get a new product, test its limits. See what you can do, and then know that when you get to a certain point, then it's going to go too far, like I did over here. So, but that is really gorgeous. Right there. That's it. That's the money shot. Okay. I just want to say thanks for hanging out. If you're subscribed, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you. And we're almost to 40,000. So that's incredible. I think when we get to 100,000, I'll probably do a nice little giveaway. And I'll do something that, you know, you can do from any country, because I hate it when I do stuff and it's, you know, limited to just the US, because that's no fun, because not everybody's from the US. So anyway, when we get to 100,000, we'll do a nice giveaway, and it'll either be like Amazon cards, or maybe we'll do like a private makeup session together. I mean, that would be fun, right? So let me know what you would rather have in the comments. If you would rather have an Amazon gift card or a private makeup session, like face-to-face through Zoom or something like that, because I think that would be exciting. So let me know which one you think would be better. And thanks for hanging out today, and have an awesome, awesome Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow.